Have you ever thought of changing your eyebrows, changing your lips, having some eyeliner, but permanently? Have you thought about that? Or what do you think of it? Well, personally, I thought it was really shallow until I talked to the permanent makeup artist, Jenn Bellrose. She really changed my mind about it. She made me understand why it is and why we go for it. It's a really powerful episode that is from Speak Up, Darling Show. And welcome. It's time for the Speak Up Darling show. I'm Vanessa, I'm your host, and today our guest is Miss Jenn Bellrose, our permanent makeup artist. And with this lovely name that means beautiful rose, and that is totally appropriate, we're going to explore what is permanent makeup and what deeply it is connected to. So, can you introduce yourself, please, Jenn?
So, as you've said already, I'm Jenn Bellrose, permanent makeup artist. Wow, I could literally just go blah, 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 blah now. um, so, if you continue to just ask me your beautiful questions rather than me just go on a verbal diarrhea mode, it might be better. Yeah.
So let's start with the beginning. What is permanent makeup first?
So, permanent makeup. For me particularly, I specialize in eyes, so that's discreet lash line, eyeliner, and eyebrows. So I guess at first glance it's permanent makeup, it's makeup made permanent. For having your eyebrows done, lots of us women, especially as we get older, in fact a lot of young women do it these days, but
Yeah.
we put pencil on our eyebrows because we feel they're sparse, or um, you know, we don't feel like they highlight our face enough and we want to add a frame. So we can do this and it won't wash off. So this
Gain
is,
of time.
yeah, so this is a great thing. And that's the same with the eyeliner. So that's permanent makeup said practically.
Is
But
it
for me,
like a tattoo?
sorry.
Is it like a tattoo?
Yes, it's a tattoo. That's exactly what it is. There's something called microblading, which is a form of tattoo, I guess. But the permanent makeup I use is typical tattoo. I use
Okay.
a tattoo pen with a fine point needle to create the eyebrows that my clients desire.
Okay. You said that you specifically do the eyes,
Yeah.
so you can do something else with the lips, or anything specific. What did you choose particularly the eyes?
Well, so, I mean, I'll go into more as we're talking about the reason I even started in permanent makeup in the beginning. But the reason I chose the eyes is because I'm a portrait artist, a pencil portrait artist, fine art, and I always get lost doing eyes. So when I draw a portrait, same as someone's face, I just love eyes. I think they tell such a story, and there's no iris, there's no eye that's the same. And
Yeah.
when I look at people's eyes, I really feel it's like, as cheesy as this sounds, it is a gateway to the soul.
Yeah.
Um, and that's kind of why I chose them. I don't get quite the same flair when I've tattooed lips. I've done it many times. I did do tattooing lips, and I felt it was not really for me because it's not about the eyes, and I couldn't get into it in the same way. And I want to really really enjoy what I'm doing, and I believe that my clients also feel better when I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. So so that's
Been
how the eyes, that was my that was my reason for doing that. I just love eyes and all the stories they tell.
And how did you end up doing permanent makeup into that, from portrait artist to creating a complete and really tailor-made look,
Yeah.
shape on it? How is it coming up into your life?
So doing portraits for as many I've done portraits for years and years, commissioned portraits, and I really love it. And someone who's creative, and lots of people, we're all creative, right? But my creativity comes out with holding something in my hands and creating something.
Mm.
And I guess I just sorry, can you ask me that question again? Because I nearly went off into another ramble that I know was just going to make.
How did you come into permanent makeup?
Yeah. So um, I after drawing for as long as I have, I kind of wanted to find another way to be creative, and I wanted it to be really purpose driven. That was just really important for me, that it was really purpose driven. And actually what I started looking at way before actually doing permanent makeup was tattooing nipples, areolas, for breast reconstruction. So people who have had um, either breast augmentation through breast cancer or even other diseases. I don't believe it's just breast cancer that can
Mm.
have to go down that route. Um, Also, people who have maybe had breast implants, and they've had infections on their nipples and they've lost their nipples.
Yeah,
Uh, and what they really want to do is get their nipples back. And there's all sorts of reasons, all sorts of operations that make us go down that road. And I started looking at how I could train to do this, because it's different to normal tattooing, just because it's different areas of the skin. And
yeah,
I didn't particularly want to do tattooing. I wanted to make a, not that tattooing doesn't make a difference, it makes a massive difference to some people's lives to have something really important put on their body. But for me, I wanted to do something that people were feeling some kind of lack, or they felt they'd lost something, some
yeah.
trauma, kind of reason as to why someone was wanting to go down that road in the first place of having a 3D nipple
Yeah,
tattoo.
it's a reconstruction of a nipple.
Yeah,
It's not because tattoo, obviously, as beautiful they are flats, or they can have some perspective, but
yeah,
they are what you're talking now, it's more, as you said, a 3D nipple, and to reconstruct something that's been lost, a physical lost.
yeah,
So it's something really to empower, or to not to replace, but to create something new from a pain.
yeah,
Huh?
something new. And it's an expression,
Yeah,
it's expression, especially for us females. It's such an expression as to who we are. For some ladies, it's really important. And if they lose their nipples, it can be devastating for them.
yeah,
I've seen so many cases where people are just devastated. And I'm so fortunate that I've not ever come into that problem on my own body.
yeah.
But you know I can really only imagine where that can take us emotionally.
Mm,
And in order for me to train to do such amazing work, um the people I want to train with, there's a particular lady I want to train with, and she does request that you have experience with a tattoo pen.
yeah,
um I guess that means for her, she can take you straight to the place that's important to her, which is not about being comfortable with a pen, but being comfortable with recreating something that
yeah,
people lost. Um, so one of her stipulations is you have some experience. And I kind of thought to myself, oh, okay, I'll get some experience in doing permanent makeup. It's not it's not purpose driven. It's shallow. It's this. It's that.
yeah. I do thought the same. I mean, permanent makeup sounds really kind of foolish in some way because
It sounds like it's a beauty treatment,
yes.
and and I guess something I'm ashamed to say myself, something I'd overlooked is actually what that beauty treatment means to people.
Yeah.
So
You're
as
not
I
the only one. I've I felt the same. I mean, says,
had this conversation,
really? Yeah, permanent makeup? Really? It's not
I
something that kind of,
absolutely.
is that
And,
really useful? But
and
it's yeah,
it
it's
maybe it's important to some people, but when I started doing my training and then I started working on models and then case studies and then further going into clients, what I've seen the whole way through is that actually it's very purpose driven. I don't think anyone that's come to me and said, "Oh, can you just put my makeup on? I can't be bothered." You know, that's, that doesn't happen. People come to me, and when I ask them a question, you just have to ask a couple of really good questions. What does this mean to you? How's this going to make a difference to your life? And how's it going to change your life? And the answers I was getting back were bringing tears to my eyes. It was blowing me away. It was like, I really feel like I've I've lost parts of who I am, and this is a whole range of reasons as to why people feel that way.
mm,
Uh, but ultimately, that's what it was: is people had felt they'd lost a bit of an expression of their identity,
yeah,
and they would come to me with this story, and like I say, for a whole host of reasons, and giving people or supporting people, being that vessel of creativity to bring back something to someone's face and then seeing what it does to them, and like I say with that question, how's this going to change your life? And they come back with answers that is just like, wow, this is not makeup. This
mm,
just isn't makeup. It's so much more than that. And so what's happened is I've actually continued with my permanent makeup, and I haven't yet delved into the breast reconstruction, the 3D nipples. I haven't yet ventured into that because, and I definitely will do, without a shadow of a doubt, and scar work covering scars that
yeah,
lots of people have scars for, again, a whole host of reasons. And I just can't believe what a difference it makes to people and their host of reasons as to why they want this done. And it's never ever about makeup. Not once have I come across that.
yeah. It's more about how to come back to ourselves or how you want to choose to appear, I mean, or to show up, and to get to link to your own confidence. But the funny thing is, does everyone answer without holding themselves back to you?
Mhm.
Because I would be a bit, whoa, wow, what is her problem? Why is she asking?
Yeah. Well, I guess that what happens is, well, there's two. I've got two answers to that. The first is, I guess, who I am. I think I think purpose is really important to me,
Yeah,
and that isn't the first question I ask. So there's some rapport that's goes on before that, and everyone really appreciates. I've not had anyone not appreciate that question.
good.
And I also think that alongside my portrait artistry, I've been a personal development coach for 15 years.
Yes.
So I never ask how's the weather. That doesn't come out of my mouth. And so I think we do magnetize and attract
Mm,
people who are, I don't know, I guess we just attract people who are not necessarily like-minded because
No, I don't think it's
people,
like-minded. It's just their needs of something, and you can offer the solution, mainly. And that's how the connection is created, I suppose. Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, because you have this whole kind of experience as a coach
mm,
also to bring something that's I thought were really shallow, that permanent makeup, and you give this depth and you restore or you connect your clients with their confidence. And I think it brings a lot of power. I mean, when a hairdresser cut my hair really, not even really badly, but just something that is not what I wanted, or is not what I had in mind, or I just think it's not me.
yeah,
Just really, I feel really upset about it. I know it will grow back again. My hair grows really fast, but still, for this time being, it won't be me.
yeah,
It's like I just let my hair grow because I choose to. It's just I really hope my hair are going even faster because the
mm,
cut was not made as I wished. And and when I think permanent makeup, because obviously there is this word permanent,
mm,
like you choose once and then you're stuck with it.
yeah,
There is this kind of definitive things of how am I going to do if I don't like it?
yes. So I do have an answer to that. Would you like me to?
Yes. Yes, yes.
So practically, there's something we do before we do a tattoo. Um, Not so much with eyeliner because I mean I can draw someone's eyeliner on and say, is this what you like? But eyeliner's eyeliner. Um, it sits in one place. It generally you can't change. I can't make someone's eyelids go up here or something like that. So, that kind of speaks for itself. Something like our eyebrows is we have something called mapping in the PMU world, so permanent makeup world. So something called mapping in the PMU world, and what that is we use measurements and we use quite skilled techniques that allow us to map out the eyebrows. So, as an example, if someone's really overplucked or they have a thyroid problem or alopecia or something like that, and they've lost a lot of their natural eyebrow hair, it can be difficult to see where the eyebrows are. And which is why we always use this mapping technique. And what it does is with the mapping, it takes careful measurements so that I basically come up with a template through the measurements. I don't guess where it is. Everyone's face is different. So it's literally where your God-given space is for your eyebrows. That's what I refined.
Okay. Wow.
So and that's a very practical skill technique. I don't say, yeah, it'd be lovely if your eyebrows are up here. I don't do anything like that. It's I find out where your God-given eyebrows are.
Yeah.
And it's often a much wider space than you eyebrows might be. But what we do is we get this template, so to speak, and then speaking to my client and finding out if they would have a preference for a slightly skinnier brow or a thicker brow, but I have to stay within the template.
Okay.
I won't leave the template. So I can kind of lift the arch slightly if someone's got eyebrows that go down and maybe makes their eyes look a little bit saggy and that's what's bothering them. You can slightly lift an arch, staying in the template.
Okay.
So then what we do once we've had a really good conversation and we know what the finished result we want to look like, I then pencil the brows on.
Okay.
So
So the
somebody can
first look
they
before.
see what it's going to look like
Okay.
so they can see exactly. I mean, I once I've done this template, it rubs off, so if somebody doesn't like it we can start again. But that doesn't generally happen. But it's only a pencil. And then if I've drawn in these new eyebrows and they say I love them, or they might say I'd like that bit lifted, is that okay, is that within the template? And we do what we can to come up with my client's desired look, so to speak. And then I only tattoo on the penciled area. So
Okay.
I'm not going to go outside of the agreement of the client at all. So in answer to your question, what if you're not going to like it? You have the template first, and you could even go away, as lots of my clients do, and I often suggest this, is that they come in for a consultation, for a free consultation. Just we put the eyebrows on, and especially if you've not had eyebrows for 12 years because you've
Yeah.
had thyroid problem, and even though they're what you want, when you first look, you go,
Yeah.
oh,
Surprising.
this I'm not used to this, right? So then they go away, and it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, say, and they go away and they get on with their day. They see people, their friends, their family, and they look in their car mirror every time they get in the car. I suggest every time they pass a mirror, they have a look. And then at the end of the day, they can look in the mirror again. And I guarantee you, these eyebrows no longer look like an alien. They now feel like they belong to you.
Yeah.
And then they always say, yeah, can we proceed? It's just like people just need to be able to know what they're going to look like to start with.
Okay. And you mentioned several times that people came from something like medical state, so like a thyroid problem. That's why they lost. Is that something a constant, or do you have clients who just come and just like you mentioned also some youngest clients wanted
Yeah,
change it, or for whatever reason? Did they give another reason that's a medical problem, or is it? Um,
always gone through a strict medical form, which I do have to have my clients complete because I need
yeah,
to know medications and any maybe contraindications. I need to know about these. So we do have a medical form. So that's something they have to agree to share with me for us to proceed.
yeah.
But with regards to some people just come and they literally say, I there's not a problem as such. They don't have any hair loss or
Mm,
alopecia, nothing like that. They just literally want to stop penciling their eyebrows on. Again, there's always a bigger emotional reason for that, but
yeah.
just the purpose of the question you've asked, they just want their eyebrows on. My daughter's a perfect example. Her eyebrows are beautiful. Um, but she feels that they had like a few sparse gaps. I mean, personally, I couldn't really see it, but you know what it's like. We look at our own faces in great detail sometimes and we scrutinize ourselves. So she has lovely brows to begin with, but she just wants them filled in. So
Okay.
there's no gaps, and that looks really lovely, and she feels much more confident with. She's just had a baby and stuff, and she was like, I really want my eyebrows done, so I I did do them, and she's much happier with them.
Yeah. Well, pregnancy is a lot of change, also hormonal.
Yeah,
When the baby's out, you're lost in the way of you don't have your tenants, and you and you have like an alien with you all the time, and you don't you're in this kind of period of where you can't see yourself. I mean, you don't have time to to go to the mirror and just check everything normally, check any details. It's tiring, and I guess that's it helps things like this just to come back to yourself again and feel that you're here. For me, it was through more work, but it's completely understandable because I had a lot of clients who, through hormonal changes, I mean, it was all the hair, a lot of changing the hair, thinner hair, or changing the color. uh, naturally for whatever reason. But it's impressive how much permanent makeup or whatever makeup kind of bring this plus, this opportunity of reconnecting with ourselves and reconnecting through just with confidence. Like you just press a button, such as speak, but you press a button and just you're connected to your confidence. Just have a look in the mirror and you feel your look is what you want or is as you wish um, to be shown or to see yourself like this, that your look is corresponding to yourself. I think it's so important. I mean, I was not expecting that from permanent makeup, as I said. And I knew it was a bit about confidence, but that's such not this kind of confidence, not just to be able to walk out and feel confident, but a confidence to be yourself more closer to yourself than
Yeah.
just be confident and show off. It's more this kind of
You know, another way of looking at it is we all wear slightly different clothes. We all have a different, a different way of dressing. And some people like bright colours, some people like more quieter tones, and we don't call that shallow, do we? I this is obviously conversations that I've had with myself since I've discovered how purposeful this is.
yeah,
We wear our clothes and we want to express who we are. We want to show up,
yeah,
and our makeup to us is also that. We want to show up. Some of us wear I mean, I wear minimal makeup. I've still got my makeup tattooed, but it's minimal.
yeah,
That's my choice. Some people want just a shadow. Some people don't want to have to get up and do it anymore. But it doesn't. That isn't what it's about. It's about showing up and
yeah,
being able to express our identity and express who we are. And it's like putting on a shirt that suits us and that we feel good in.
yeah, exactly.
And
And
it's
yeah, I think this is this process that you're proposing and the way you're proposing it also, because I've I've been into beauty shop and I've heard conversation about permanent makeup, but it's not shown like this.
mm,
It's okay, you want this type of eyebrow and blah blah, and okay, let's do that like this. And the way also you bring that uh,
yeah,
as not just what type of eyebrow you should have, but more what do you want and what do you expect from it.
yes,
And and that it's so much more the individual person that is how you can show up into the world than just your eyebrows, or
mhm,
just to have the right eyebrows for your face, because I mean right and left is never the same.
no,
It's we even the ears, nothing, it's completely on the same level.
yes, absolutely. We're not on the image, are we, of one side?
No, it's like we have one side have been done and then the other side, okay, that's not the same mold. It's just different. It would be nice just one thing, but I think it would be boring for us if we were just exactly the same on both on both sides. And where can we find you? That's the main thing.
So the easiest place to find me is Facebook.
Okay.
So Jenn Bellrose, permanent makeup artist. My Facebook link is facebook.com/ Jen with two N's PNU, which is permanent makeup. So Jen PNU.
All the links will be in the description below. And if anything, if you have any question, I'm sure Jen will be happy to answer to you. Thank you for coming on the show, Jen. It was really an eye-opener to talk to you about the permanent makeup and the nipple reconstruction, because that is another big subject. And I will see you later for the next episode. Bye.
Bye bye. Take care. Bye.